So I'd like to just go over the parts of the labs where there was some issues or people had some trouble with. This first part here on the spectrum cards, you had to identify what elements were present in the mixture. So here it's hydrogen and helium. Just make sure that you listed 2 elements. So if you didn't list, you lost a point there. Down here, let's look, state the number of valence electrons of cadmium. There are 2 valence electrons. You just go to CD on the reference table and you look at the last number in the electron configuration. It's 2. That's how we get that. The next question asks you to identify all the elements in the mixture. So if we're looking at this mixture, you see there's no lines for cadmium here. So we don't want to say that cadmium is present because I don't have the line here. I don't have this line here. For an element to be in the mixture, all of the lines of their spectral code have to be there. So if you put cadmium, you lost a point there. Let's go down. For the Balmer series, we had to say something about the electrons going from a higher energy level to a lower energy level that light's emitted. It says, let's see. It says explain in terms of subatomic particles. So you had to mention the word electron in your answer to get credit. You didn't have to mention this about an ion, but all you had to say is the electron moves from an excited state to a ground state. That's mentioning the subatomic particle, the electron, and the energy states. So electron goes from the excited state down to the ground state. It releases energy in the form of light. You didn't have to recreate the diagram in number 4. If you did, great. Number 5, write the appropriate electron configuration to represent excited state. Well, the ground state is 282, so the excited state would be 273, or you could have done 2811. What's the number of valence electrons for magnesium in the ground state? Would be 2, because the number for the electrons in the last shell is 2. 7 asked, how do you get an emission spectrum in terms of energy states of an electron? Again, same idea, just an electron goes from the excited state down to the ground state. It releases energy in the form of light. Some people were mentioning like shells. If they mention energy state, you have to say a higher energy state to a lower energy state, or you have to say excited state down to ground state. And for this last question, we were looking for gases A and D. So all the lines in B are not appearing there. So we wouldn't say B. The lines for C are not appearing in our unknown mixture, so just gases A and D. And if you got the flame colors right, everybody got the flame colors right, so everyone got a point for that of the lab. So that's how the points were basically the questions, the flame test, which everyone got right, and the unknowns right. The only issues that came up are some of these Regents type questions that appeared.